What's going on? This is NYG Zone, and today I'll be grading every New York Giants 2016 defensive starter. This video is only for the starters, and I understand that some players were in a rotation, but I will be only grading the starting 11 on the defensive side of the ball. The Giants' 2016 record was 11-5, which was the best record they had in a long time. The past 2 years before 2016, they finished 4 games under 500, and then they jumped to 11-5 with a new head coach. So again, I'll be giving these grades on each defensive starter from 2016. First, let's start off with the defensive line. The defensive line was decent, but they lacked a heavy pass rush that they've been known for in the past. The two ends consisted of Olivier Vernon and Jason Pierre-Paul, who both had mediocre seasons, but JPP put up some decently good numbers after coming off an injury in the summer of 2015. He definitely had some more gas in the tank for the Giants, but he was obviously traded to Tampa Bay. And in just 12 games, he put up 88 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 16 quarterback hits, and 7 sacks. And that's pretty good for him to miss 4 games, but he was not the pass rusher he used to be before injury, and maybe if he stayed on the Giants, he could have worked his way back, but we will never know. He did not make a Pro Bowl appearance or anything like that, so I give him an overall grade of a B+. Olivier Vernon was traded to the Giants right before the 2016 season after spending 4 years in Miami. Vernon played the right side of the D-line and put up some pretty good numbers, better than Jason Pierre-Paul. Vernon recorded 110 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 23 quarterback hits, and 8.5 sacks. He definitely had a good season with the Giants in 2016, and it was one of his best seasons in his whole career. He did have a better year than JPP, and he looked like he can be a future elite pass rusher for the Giants. He also did not make the Pro Bowl or anything, but I give him an overall grade of an A-. Next up, we got the defensive tackle position in Damon Harrison. Harrison was traded to the Giants from the Jets prior to the 2016 season as well. He put up 141 tackles, which is very good for a defensive tackle, 6 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, and 2.5 sacks. This obviously goes to show he was not really a great pass rusher as much as he was a run stopper. He was very good against the run and a solid defensive tackle, but lacked the pass rush. He did not make the Pro Bowl, and I give him an overall grade of an A. Now we got Jonathan Hankins. Hankins last year with the Giants was in fact 2016, and he put up 72 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 10 quarterback hits, and 3 sacks. Hankins was just a tiny bit more of a pass rusher than Harrison, but he was nowhere near as good as a run stopper as Harrison was. He did alright, but just an average defensive tackle. I give him an overall grade of a B-. Now moving on to linebackers, we got Devon Kennard, who played outside linebacker on the left side. He was not that eye-catching and only recorded 101 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits, and 1 sack. He kind of just filled the gap, and he was not that impressive, but he got the job done and he was alright. I give him an overall grade of a C. Next, moving into the middle linebacker position, we got Kelvin Sheppard. This was Sheppard's first year in New York and put up 80 tackles, 0 tackles for loss, 0 quarterback hits, and 0 sacks. Not that great of a linebacker, but that's the best guy they had to fill the gap for the team. But even though his stats were low, he had great chemistry with the team at rotating with Casillas at middle linebacker, which actually worked out pretty good for them during this 2016 season. I give him a grade of a C. The other middle linebacker, Jonathan Casillas, actually did okay. After dominating the middle linebacker room in New York, that kind of pushed Kelvin Sheppard to the right side linebacker. However, he did put up 158 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits, and 1.5 sacks. He was for sure the best linebacker they had, but was not all that amazing either. He did do a solid job of stopping the run as well. I give him a grade of a B. About time for the secondary. Eli Apple, who was a cornerback drafted out of Ohio State and was a huge bust for the Giants. Coming out of college, he had so much hype on his name to perform well for New York. However, that just wasn't the case because he recorded 92 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 7 passes defended. He was getting beat left and right on the field, and it was just a major bust to watch such a talented player in college perform like that. I grade him an overall fat C. The next cornerback, and one of the best cornerbacks in the league in 2016, is Janoris Jenkins. This guy put on the clamps on the receivers he faced. He recorded 93 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 3 interceptions, 18 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble. Jenkins was elected to the Pro Bowl that year and definitely had the best season of his career. His best games was when he picked off Aaron Rodgers twice in Lambeau Field and became the only player to ever do that. He also won the game for the Giants against the Cowboys by locking up Des Bryant on the slant route. He was arguably the best corner in the league. I give him an overall grade of an A+. Now the best defensive player on the Giants in 2016 and arguably the best player overall on the Giants is Landon Collins. Collins put up 225 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits, 4 sacks, 5 interceptions, and 13 passes defended. His stats were insane and was one of the best safeties in the league, if not the best in the league at the time. He was crazy nice against the run and, in my opinion, the best run-stopping safety in the league. This guy's built like a linebacker, and since he's so versatile, he could easily have played the position if they needed him to. He made the Pro Bowl as well as other selections, and I give him an overall grade of an A+. At the free safety spot, we got Andrew Adams. Adams put up 77 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 interception, and 5 passes defended. He was basically just an average or maybe a little under average free safety. Not that much to say about him. He didn't really do anything great. He was just there to fill the gap. I give him a grade of a C. Thank you for watching, and please press that like button and subscribe. Thank you.